Left and right then.
Yes.
There you go forward. Seem to have quite a decent number this week. It's all good. We pop one more message in. Global. Recent ones in. One of the admins pop me something in global, please. Give people a nudge.
Yes.
Thank you. Good as be you. Need bodies.
Bodies?
More bodies. Yeah, bodies. We need bodies. Not those kind of bodies. The dead kind.
Oh.
The live kind.
I almost got excited for a bit.
Five minutes past. I'm going to give it to 6 minutes past. We'll get going. Are you good to go, DJ?
Yes, I'm just rebooting something.
Rebooting something.
Yes. I had a quick scoot through and unsymlinked some configs and tweaked a few things. So
okay.
hopefully it's right.
Cool. This will be what we want the bodies for later, you see.
Yes.
I mean, Arcades in the game had a good point. Do they need to have a pulse?
It's debatable.
As
long as they can walk. Fine.
I mean, if zombies can walk.
Exactly. Zombies will do. People, zombies, anything that walks, basically, is going to be great.
Oh.
We're going to have some fun. Test our limits. Which in turn will lead for fun experiences later on for everybody. Yeah, a few more piling in. Welcome, peoples.
Oh, I have to pop my thing out again. There we go. That out.
Okay.
How do I? Huh. There we go. Right, that's better.
Cool.
So I have the chats side by side. So I have all chats monitored.
Lovely. In that case, we will crack on because we've got quite a bit to get through and some audience interaction at the end. It's going to be fun. So welcome to Roundtable 78, ladies and gentlemen. 78. We're going to catch up with the WNG team. We're going to find out what we've got planned for the coming weeks, specifically in the coming week this time, and also hear about changes that happened last week. I think we know what happened last week. You know, things dropped, things crashed. It was all fun. We'll be doing Q&A afterwards. So as the guys were saying in the stream chat, yes, if you have got questions afterwards that aren't covered, we will be covering everybody's questions and you can have your input. We're going to try and do more of that on the roundtable going forward. So we're a bit more clear and everybody's aware of what's going on with decision making and how everybody's thinking. Weekly maintenance will be tomorrow, 9 a.m. as usual. And every week, as I say, I'll look forward to the why are the servers down? Now, you know, maintenance will be 9 a.m. Shouldn't be too long this week. Maybe an hour, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. We haven't got major stuff, have we?
Do you want me to go into what we've got?
Yeah, can do.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to be adding the saddle for the new dino to the game.
Yeah.
possibly adding that to the loot tables as well. And I think we'll probably need to put that in the shop too, the actual dino itself. Slap it in at supporter level, maybe?
Yes, I was discussing that the other day. I think it's time to move the ones that are there now downwards slightly and fit the new I can't even pronounce its name, Carasaurus or something, right at the very top.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be done over the course of the next few days. I don't know whether that'll make it in tomorrow morning, but yes, it will definitely make that in the next couple of days. You got anything else? It isn't like covered more widely later.
No.
Okay, so
It
mainly
sounded like you.
mainly addressing the new dinosaur.
Yeah, the crashy Thickysaurus.
That's the one with the extraordinarily large name that looks like it's fun to ride and eats everything. I want to test one of those. So I'm going to start with some Rust stuff this week, and then we can get into the meat and juicy bit later, and participation is going to take a little bit of time, so I think we do that at the end. So with Rust this week, we've got a lot for Arc, so starting here. Work on Rust continues. So we've been looking at what we've got, we've been looking at suggestions and feedback and what players, both PvP and PvE, have been telling us, and we're going to be making some big sweeping changes, I think. I think we're going to make it a lot more fun. The team has changed, who's been working on the Rust server. Cube obviously has gone on to, he's in a different country, different job, higher education, all that sort of stuff. So the team's had to screw around a little bit and sort of, we've replaced a few people and a few more people are helping out now. We're going to have lots and lots of changes. So let's go over some of the changes that will be coming to Rust that might appeal a little bit more to those who are currently playing Arc than would have done before. So we've got a lot of new events lined up. Events are things that happen in the world to various places around the map. So we've got some like little special events, little story-driven events coming. You'll be able to be notified when these come in game. These I'm going to make PvE, so they're going to be PvE story type objectives. You might be asked to go and save a place from something. You might be asked to go and destroy something, but there'll be some sort of event that happens that'll require you to puzzle solve and do a few things, kill some stuff. It's going to make the world a bit more of a more lively place. We're also introducing mini games. So these are things that they're not related at all to playing the main game. We've got things like paintball skirmishes. We have a nice scuba arena where you can swim around, dodge things, shoot each other. This is not PvP either. These are mini games. You can win little prizes. We've got fishing competitions. You can all sit around on little stools and start fishing and have a fishing competition. You get to keep the stuff you win after that, and you get extra prizes on top of that. We have a huge NPC overhaul that's already gone in on live. This is going to be getting more of a facelift over the next few weeks. This allows us to minutely control what can go on the map. And then the big thing that's going to change for people who are actually playing the Rust server. Wipes. So from the next full wipe, which is going to be the next first Thursday of the month, we're going to be going from a bi-weekly schedule to a monthly schedule, which is a big change, but it's going to... If we're going to be making the game more PvE, and we're going to be looking for big base builds, we're going to be looking for a lot of world activities going on, stuff to explore, stuff to do, switching maps up every month. People are going to want to explore, they're going to want to build a little bit much, and one of the complaints so far is that there just isn't enough time. Or on day 2, somebody comes along, wipes your base, that sort of thing. So leading on to my next point, the hardcore PvP thing is not connecting with the vast majority of the players we have here. And even some of the guys who've come in who said they wanted, hardcore PvP, I don't think that's what they want at all. People are still getting a little bit salty when they die. So we're going to make things very, very different. Raiding is going to be turned off until the last week of the month. So the last week of the month is going to become like a purge event. They release a patch, as we've said before. So the devs of the game release a patch the first Thursday of every month, and it completely wipes the map. That's the way the game is meant to be played. So we're going to give you the whole month's wipe now. There's only going to be PvP available the last, base raiding, shall we say, blowing each other's creations up the last week of the month. And then PvP is going to get a lot more refined. Certain areas, maybe some of the bigger monuments and harder areas, leaving the events and all the rest of the stuff you can go out and explore free to go and do what you want rather than being harassed left, right, and centre. So we're kind of remodeling it, aren't we, into something that's totally different, which is kind of more, I think, as well. We like to play around with things and make them. Everybody's played Rust. Rust is a 6-year-old game, so we're going to do something different with it, I think. So think of it going forward as like a PV builder shooter with a monthly wipe. It's going to be kind of a creative playground, lots of events going on, lots of stuff to do, lots of group activities, and a free build world, rather than the Wild Wild West shootout that it has been for the past couple of months. There is still going to be some PvP, but it will be regulated and it will be controlled in a way that is fun rather than sort of dump all over your opponent and then laugh at them afterwards. But it's going to be some good fun. Worth covering because there's going to be some massive changes coming. So for the Rust guys, keep an eye out in the feedback channel. There's going to be lots more coming. There's already several more events we've got to add and a lot of overhaul coming. So keep your eyes on the feedback channel for Rust.
So imagine it as an environment where you can build your bases with some awesome technology, have different levels of bases, sizes, defenses, all that kind of stuff. Events that you can go out and complete, like many. I'd almost say like the equivalent of the dungeons of an MMO. You can do them cooperatively, you can do them solo, but the NPCs on the map, rather than being just the dumbass Rust things that you'd normally get where you just shoot them, grab a bit of loot and run off, they will be challenging, engaging, and you can use proper tactics against them, hiding, line of sight, and all that kind of stuff. Different areas of the map will have different benefits and different perks for you. Different events will have, different ways you can engage with the PvE content, and all of that gives you loot which you can take back to your base and then use to progress through some of the harder challenges on the map. Yeah. So it's going to be pretty cool.
It's a work in progress, and we'll do some streams as we go. I'm going to put some videos together so you can see the sort of things that are going to be there to play with, and then once it's finished we will start promoting that again properly and opening it up and shouting to the world about it like we do with the ARC servers. And then I guess we come to the big turkey of the night, which is ARC Survival Evolved. Who wants to talk about some ARC? Anybody play ARC here?
Yeah, I want you to say the name correctly. It's not ARC, it's ARC Glitching Evolved. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll come up with a new anagram for it.
Yeah.
So first up tonight, I have some good news. This is what everyone's been waiting for. The centre. It's been on sort of the tip of everybody's tongue for a while. When's the centre opening? When's the centre opening? When can we go to the centre? Nani, where's the centre? Well,
it's in the middle.
It is in the middle. That's basically what we wanted to cover today. The centre is in the middle. It's going to be staying there for quite some time. And it's going to be opening up come tomorrow's reboot. So for those of you who are waiting to go and grab some good base spots on the centre, but didn't particularly want to start over, tomorrow.
Woohoo!
As soon as the downtime is over, the centre will be free for everybody. Run for the hills, grab your spots. We're going to have to keep an evaluation on who actually is using all the servers now. So yeah, if the centre is going to be used, if you really want the centre, if this is something that is definitely going, tomorrow is the time for the centre. So enjoy, it's going to be cool. Second topic, and probably the one that's been discussed quite a bit over the past few days, are OSDs. We've been looking at some other options. There's still no doubt at all in the current state of ARC that the shields are going to be a major issue for balance. They were never intended to be able to prop you up to just get to crazy levels without ever being attacked. They had to be addressed. We had some brainstorming yesterday, and we came up with a few scenarios, different scenarios, but probably might not be sort of result in being as strict as the way it's done now. Would you like to elaborate a little bit more, DJ, then, and go into what we discussed yesterday?
Well, the whole idea between the changes to the OSDs was to return them to the level of difficulty that they originally intended at. A purple OSD is not intended for everybody. It's supposed to be difficult, it's supposed to be hard, it's supposed to be challenging, and extremely challenging for a solo player, but more appropriate for 2 to 3 players. So, with the current state of the game, we don't feel that on PvE it is anywhere near that at all, given the rewards you can get out of it. So that's why building was blocked on them. And it's always been something that's been on my agenda to address. And I've tried multiple times to address the patch that destroyed the challenge on OSDs, but it doesn't look like it can be addressed through straight up modding. The biggest problem is corrupted dinos cannot damage player structures in PvE. They will attack them, they will aggro onto them, but they'll do 0 damage when they try and chomp on them.
Yeah. Just one word of clarification there. I have had a few people come back to me and say, well, hang on a minute, Nani, that the dinosaurs are actually jumping on it. And I clarified this with DJ the other day. They will attack, but the buff is, from what we understand, they do 0 damage. So yes, they may well be attacking your stuff, but they aren't actually doing anything.
They can't. They can't.
They can't damage you if you have a shield there. They can't.
The other issue with that as well is that they then start targeting your structures instead of your dinos that are milling around trying to eat them. So it's all in all, it's a bit of a cheese fest. So the immediate short-term solution was, well, let's block building on there. But we've had some conversations with other members of the community, and now we understand some of the objections to blocking building altogether. So we've got some ideas, quite a few of them, and I'll just run through them. So bear with me while I grab my notes. First option, and obviously this one's I can almost tell you straight away is probably not going to be the one that everybody goes for. Extinction becomes PvP, sorry. Yeah, exciting, huh?
I think that idea.
By changing the flag to PvP, they can then damage structures. However, that does mean that not so nice people can airlift corrupted dinos onto people's bases, drop them in there, and they will happily chomp their way through their base. My answer to that is defend your base appropriately. Secondly, in conjunction with the PvP thing, what we can actually do is turn PvP on, but then turn it off using some additional functionality. So you won't be able to PvP, but the flag for PvP will be there, so it will continue to allow corrupted dinos to attack player structures.
And you all thought we were trolling with the PvP. Admit it. Admit it, you did.
So yeah, we can flag it for PvP, and we can prevent PvP damage. So players won't be able to kill other players, but the dinos will then behave as they were intended to.
Yeah, it's called PvP, PvE. Yeah.
But it's kind of called PvP, not PvP.
PvE, PvP.
The issue at hand here is, while PvE mode is active, the corrupteds cannot damage pretty much anything of a player's. But with PvP on as a switch on the server, they can then do damage, and we return back to balance as what we had. We then just disables players being able to shoot each other.
The other bit that we would need to address, though, is then you've got the problem of our tech shields are actually significantly better. And there's 2 issues with this. The radius on the tech shield is massive, And the HP on the tech shield is also Mahusive. And you may not be aware, but I'm going to tell you anyway. A tech shield has a recharge time. So once the shield collapses, you have to wait X number of seconds before it will start powering back up again. However, because we've got always pickup on, you can pick up the tech shield, put it back down again, and activate the shield instantly. There's no warm-up time. So we would have to combine that with some changes to the tech shield and possibly only changes that were on extinction to bring it in line with expected difficulty. Now, the way I see this being is we would possibly change the tech shield so that once deployed, it cannot be picked up. But then that doesn't stop people deploying multiple tech shields and just cycling between the shields on them. Yeah, put down 4 tech shields, only turn one on, and as that fails, turn the next one on. As that fails, turn the next one on. As that fails, turn the next one on. Permanent shield. So we've got to think carefully about what we do to the tech shield. Do we limit it to 1 per tribe per on extinction? Do we reduce the radius? Do we reduce the HP? All that kind of stuff. Yeah, we could limit you to 1 shield per tribe. However, I feel that players will be more keen to deploy tech shields to protect their bases from unsavory types that will drop corrupted dinos into their base. Because if there's a tech shield over it, they just slide off and fall down. It also might help with the population on and base locations on extinction, but hey. The final solution we've got is we mod all of the corrupted dinos to new versions, which can do damage and give them increased damage versus a tech shield. That, however, would possibly take a couple of months to figure out. So that's where we're at with that.
Yeah, those are the thoughts on OSDs at the moment. There are ways around it. One of them is longer than the others, and it depends how long you can live with it in its current state. So those are your talking points on OSDs for this week. Keep it nice, keep it civil, and we'll come to something that works. Second one sounds a lot less convoluted, but preferable, to be honest.
I like the idea with putting PvP, PvE on so they can damage it, but not players killing players.
The leash serves multiple purposes, and it allows people. I don't think it allows you to cheese it. It just allows you to control the dinos where you may have issues controlling them.
Yeah, it keeps them in one area.
Yeah.
I like the tech leash. I don't care for the shield, really. Just the leash.
I mean, like, for me, for example, I've been using computers for years now, and my scroll wheel finger is, I swear the joints on it, it gives me pain every time I try and use the scroll wheel on my mouse. So having something that simplifies that process and means I don't have to click so many buttons and whistle and macro my dinos around is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's to the point now where the 3 fingers on my right hand, one for I have my thumb on the left mouse button, my left finger on my thumb on the thumb buttons, my left finger on the left button, my second finger is the scroll wheel, and my third finger is the right mouse button. I have to switch now to scroll, to use my left finger to scroll, because my middle finger just gives me too much shit when I'm trying to do that.
This is a
bizarre.
lesson from the oldies. This is younger guys.
Yeah.
Gaming absolutely screws your hands. I don't have the problem with the mouse. My problem late at night when I've finished gaming, and even when I'm typing, if I'm working, my left hand goes over WSAD by it's almost like inbuilt into your brain. When your hand hits the keyboard, you go into that pose, and that my left hand does it for me. I'm like older than most. I'm 47, and I've been gaming all of my life. Most of it on PC, several controllers. Absolutely pay attention. You will screw your hands.
With the question about shields being placed close together, yes, one of the changes that we're looking at, I forgot to mention, was making it so that you can't overlap shields. But that is so you can only put one shield down in a 25 foundation radius. So that would prevent that. I think the shields cover 25 foundations. I'd have to do some checking.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
Demon said there. Yes, if PvP is turned on, your dinos can hurt the OC.
Correct. Yes, that's what we're saying.
Oh. Gotta be a bit more careful in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not too keen on putting limits on things. I don't like to put limits in unless it's absolutely necessary and there's no other way of doing it. So I think kind of tech shield placement within foundations of each other. Yeah, I get that, Jesse, but some of the methods people were employing were just trivializing the content, and we don't put rules in for the sake of rules. We like people to use their own common sense and try and do things within the restrictions that the game puts on them, the expectations of the game. But if people start really cheesing stuff and breaking the progression of the map or the content, or just generally trying to do something that really obviously was not intended, then yeah, we do have to limit it, because before long we'll have everybody just plopping shields down, raking in all the top end loot, running around with maxed tech suits and tech rifles and all sorts going on. It'll just ruin the cluster for everybody. Nobody will be interested in trading. Nobody will be interested in any of the lower tier armor because they're all loaded with element and tech. So it's something we have to do to be able to preserve the cluster in itself. A lot of people don't get that. They're like, well, why can't I just do it this way? And I'll get all my cool shit really quickly, and then I'm really happy. But everybody does that. Everybody gets all their cool shit really quickly. Then suddenly the whole community thing breaks down, and you just end up with people coming in for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and away you go.
Be fair, if you didn't use a tech sheet and got to WoW 50, I salute you. That's hardcore.
Yeah.
I think we got to, and that was where only semi-mutated dinosaurs. I think with 4 of us, we got to, what, 20s? And then called it, because we probably could have done a couple more, but we were in region of panic at that point. That's pretty good going. I believe the loot is also capped, isn't it, as well? At a certain level is where you get the loot, and I believe there's kind of a diminishing returns to it. So going to crazy high numbers, I don't think does yield what you think it yields anyway.
You get the quantity is more the higher you go. The quality stops after
14.
14, I think.
Yeah.
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 There's the pinnacle of what you're going to get.
So yeah, we have to keep it balanced. Otherwise, we just end up with everybody on the cluster tech tier with nothing to do. Because unfortunately, once a way of doing something is discovered that is exceptionally easy and bypasses all the challenge, best will in the world, 90% of people will just take the easy route. And we've seen it time and time again. And people will say, "Oh no, they won't. They'll play it how they want to play it." But that people cave very quickly. Give them the opportunity to cheese something, then they will cheese it. Does it best intentions and everything? They will do it eventually. Well, we've been running this for like over 2 years now, and along the way we've learnt both good and bad things about people. But unfortunately, one of them is if there's a way to exploit something, it will get exploited. We don't want to put rules in for every scenario and every situation. We want to trust our community to behave appropriately. But when something comes along that threatens to disrupt the balance of the cluster and effectively could potentially kill it, we have to step in and act.
Yeah.
Because we can't just have people running around with all the best gear in the game within like a month of play. It's everybody will be at that point, and then there's nothing to do. Everybody gets bored, and they all go away. You lose a game to play, you lose a community to play with, and then we can't keep things running. So yeah, armor upgrade table is another example that we learned the hard way and had to remove it because that just did some ridiculous stuff. But anyways,
I was going to point out something else as well. Katsu mentioned I started a purple. If memory serves me correctly, the OSDs are not an order of difficulty, are they? Is not purple the highest and red is the one before? Or am I thinking of
Yes.
something? It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Purple's legendary, which is unless
So
waves.
the confusing thing about the OSDs is if you think you're doing a purple ready to go onto a red, you actually just hit top tier. I don't know if you knew that or not. But the purples are real serious stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Just checking, because a lot of people don't know that the purples are actually the hardest level on the OSDs, which goes against the entire grain of Arc, where you're taught that red drops are best.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I was going to go back as well to what Jay said about the upgrade table. It was great, but it broke so much stuff. We ended up with blueprints and trading were dead. It completely wiped that out. The whole economy collapsed, and we had a fight on our hands, and we knew what we had to do. We knew it had to go, and eventually, it took a long time to get rid of all those heavy end blueprints. It took a long time to phase that out, but I think we're for the better of it. And yeah, like DJ said, sometimes you have to keep control because without the community, the cluster isn't the cluster anymore. It is unfortunately as simple as that. But if anyone else has some great ideas, Arc feedback is the way to go. I think OSDs, that's pretty much covered. I don't think we've got anything more.
But I just want to reinforce, we'll get there with OSDs. We'll make them doable, and we'll make them doable in such a way that they're challenging and rewarding. What we can't do is make them doable so they're not challenging and extremely rewarding. That is something we will always stop. We put stuff in place to fix the problem short term quickly, and then we think of a long term solution which works for everyone.
Yeah.
So we'll get there.
I was thinking about something when you say OSDs. You know how you did it on the wild bosses, that certain dinos does less damage. Can't you make something like a suppression aura for strong dinos? So they don't just one-shot everything.
I don't actually have a problem with the strength of the dinos on the OSDs. It's just the fact that with the OSDs, you get so much stuff coming at you eventually from all sides or from quite a few sides that eventually your OSD is going to take some damage and die.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be one-shotting dinos left, right, center, but there's always one that's going to get through and do some damage. And then all it takes is like an enraged one to get in the mix, a couple of those, and you're not one-shotting stuff anymore. And yeah, it gets difficult. But it's just the defense with impunity.
I like the Reapers. They can knock the dinos away from the drop.
Yeah, you need them.
Okay.
So we'll get on to some more questions later. I just wanted to keep the topic around OSDs and stuff like that. But the message is we're getting there with it. We know what the problem is. We've got a couple of solutions on how to fix it. And we'll be experimenting with those over the coming weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move on to another topic then. I'm going to slightly shuffle them a little bit. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about voting as well. So we've been having some fairly healthy debate in the Arc Feedback channel recently. Several people I've talked to personally about and had long discussions about because they wanted sort of have an input away from what kind of sometimes sort of gone as a little bit of backlash. So I just wanted to lay out what we spoke about on voting and how voting is going to go from now on. The process is going to go as follows. So I've laid out the order of what should happen, and then we can discuss afterwards. Everybody can have a bit of input, and we'll see where we go from there. So we start with the beginning of the process. Player makes suggestion. It's fine, no problem. Everybody who has the rank to make a suggestion should be able to make a suggestion. Staff, and this is how it works now, staff decide if a suggestion is warranted to go further. There is no changes here. This is how it's always been done. Staff push the vote. Players will be able to vote. It's up to you if you vote or not. I can't stress this more highly after everything we've talked about. So abstaining from voting is not anyone else's problem at all. Not knowing about it is really not an excuse. There's a channel there that's open to everybody to have a look at. Pass it round. Votes are here. If you don't like how the voting system is going at the moment, more people can outvote other people. It is a pure, fair voting system, and I've been banging on about this for a week now. So the way we're going to do this, and what we talked about the other day, the vote has always been basically a guideline for staff to obtain both enthusiasm and people's input on that. And after that, we will make an opinion. It'll be discussed on the roundtable on the Tuesday. As I said earlier on, we intend to do more of that. We'll do more discussing, so you're here and you've got our voices and you can hear what's going on rather than just quick replies here and there in between work, because that doesn't tend to go down very well. Things get missed, and text doesn't really put across how we want to say things sometimes. After that, like I say, we'll discuss roundtable, and then it's going to be actioned on a Wednesday. Going forwards, those discussions are always going to be placed on the roundtable. I can't make it any clear. We'll do this all here, and everyone gets to come, listen, have their piece. There's always ARC feedback afterwards. And we'll be dedicating a section of the roundtable each Tuesday to review the outstanding votes. You got anything to add to that?
Yes.
Okay.
So a little bit. It's all pretty much the same as what you've just said. And like Dr. Smiley said, player makes suggestions, staff decide if it moves to a public vote. Public votes, completely up to you. Discussion at the round table. But what I want to stress here is the voting, we're using that as a guideline to gauge how passionate people are about that particular topic. and roughly how many people are interested in it moving forward and how many people are interested in it not moving forward and how many people just don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, after we've had the discussion, we've talked about it on the round table, we will decide if that moves forward. We'll listen to what people have said. We'll look at the voting numbers. We'll talk on the round table, and then we will decide if it's going to go through. I want to stress, just because something gets like totally upvoted, if it then turns out we figure out that suggestion is going to absolutely break something, we will then reserve the right to not implement it. So, for example, I don't know, say for whatever reason, a suggestion got put through that was giveaway free mutations. And it went to a vote, and everybody voted yes. And we went, oh shit, actually, no, that's a really bad idea. We're not going to implement that. We reserve the right to do that. That makes sense? I hope it does.
It does make sense.
Like that.
Cool.
I like that.
So again, think, feedback. If you have something to say, now is your time to say it. But I think this is the way it's got to be to go forward. Having a 25-man committee about everything every 5 minutes is not going to work.
It's pretty much going back to the way we used to work, and we let it go a little bit. We used to go through suggestions on our roundtables. We just run down the list and work through them. And yeah, and then afterwards we would kind of like reject or accept them, kind of almost in real time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get back to that.
That is also a good point by Gerper there as well. Voting numbers and enthusiasm is changing as people leave and new people join the cluster. So it is an evolving thing. And things that went in at one point may also be suggested to be removed in the future. And it is just an ongoing process of how the community is evolving. Some people have been here longer than others, and then some changes impact more people than others. Some changes people remember from long ago and are quite passionate about, but most of the audience now really doesn't remember and couldn't give, two flips about. It's a changing thing. And no problem on the spelling, it's all good.
Just to address something that has popped up a couple of times, not roundtable related.
Yep.
Yes, like Tula said, there are issues on Val right now. It's is a bit laggy, but there's nothing wrong with the server. It's not overtaxed in terms of CPU or memory, and it's got an absolutely massive chunk of bandwidth available to it. Something on that map is going to be causing the lag.
Yeah.
Whether it be somebody's left out a bazillion dinos, or somebody's got a propagator that's spewing eggs onto the map. Yeah, it's not going to be you. That's anyone in particular, but until we find it, we can't stop it. And rebooting that map, all that will do is stop the lag briefly, and as soon as somebody wakes that area up again, boom, it'll be straight back. So we'll have to spend a bit of time digging into that.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you do spot something like was spotted on Gen 2 with Turtle's Base with all the glass, if you do spot something that is out of place or you notice wakes up something that immediately starts something, let us know. It doesn't have to be a finger pointing thing, but things happen and we have to find them. It is definitely something that's on the server. Hey, Nuka. How are you doing? Not a long time no see. Yes, it's getting a little bit more fancier. Welcome back.
Yeah, we did make it. So for those of you who don't know, Nuka is a very long time member of WickedNinjaGames, and she built some amazing structures for us, helped us construct a number of our Halloween events in the past, and has been around a very long time. So yeah.
Aren't they the polar bear in the roundtable? Or who was that?
Built a camper van. Nice. Oh, cool. See, returning members all the time. Welcome back. So that's voting. I've got one more thing to say, and then we're going to go straight into the hardcore topic for this week, which I think people are going to love.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
My last thing, and a very strange request. Now, this is going to sound weird. This sounds weird to me. I've been talking to a lot of people. You guys know that, we have chats every now and again. Certain people, my door is usually always open, despite telling you not to DM admins. It is how it is. And one of the things that's been brought up very, very regular now, and personally, it blows my mind, but whatever, but people have been asking about tier zeros. Will it be available? When can we do it? And I'm like, well, number one, why? Number two, my second response is always, well, we haven't really got anything else at the moment to add. And in my mind, if we add another rank, we're going to have to spread perks further through the ranks. We balance them out across those then 4 ranks, which is not going to be a solution at all, because I absolutely do not want to be taking perks away from people who've already got them. It's the way we've been for quite a while. And I've had at least 6 people now turn around and say, look, it's not at all about what we get. We just want to donate more. So, okay. I've had it drilled into my dumb head enough times now. So what we're going to do is we're going to be setting up a new rank. As requested, it's there for you if you want it. If you don't completely understand, go for it, So we're going to be setting up a rank called Sub-Zero. You asked for it, you've got it. It's a rank called Sub-Zero. It's going to be the same as an alpha rank. It's going to be possibly just a different name on Discord. And it'll have a set price and no top-end price. So if you weirdos want to do something crazy, you keep telling me you want it. It's there. It's going to come soon. There'll be a Sub-Zero rank and should fit exactly what you want to do, you crazy people. That concluded, let's get into what we actually all here for tonight, which is, I'm guessing, server events and boss dinos. I'm not crazy. World bosses. There you go. See, the world bosses are coming right now.
Actually, I just wanted to touch on something Cara said.
Of course.
She mentioned customizable in-game icons. Now, I don't know if anyone notices this, but when you buy a supporter rank and you donate towards the cluster, you get a specific icon in Arc. So like you have a red diamond. You will have also noticed some players have their own unique icons. Yes, like Sandy does. With the rewrite I did of the mod, we are now able to do that again. And those customizable icons we typically give away at events, or as rewards or as perks. However, one thing that I figured out how to do the other day is I want to allow players to spend ArcShop points to get a specific icon for a limited amount of time. So, like you go on Steam and they have their Steam store on there, and you can buy like an avatar logo for a week when there's a special event on, and it gives you a shiny gold thing around your name. I'm planning to do the same for Arc. Yeah, so you could have a dragon, and it would override your icon for like a week, 2 weeks, a month, or whatever. No, the icons would need to be selected carefully, and we would put them into the game. So yes, it can be any icon, but it has to meet some requirements, and we put them into the game, and then we make them available to players to buy.
Yeah. I think what he's saying is don't be abusive with the icons, because they're just not going to go in. But in theory, anything sensible is, yeah.
To your point, Gerpir, there's when they have events on, they do like a sale avatar logo banner thing that only lasts for the duration of, like, I don't know, the summer sale or whatever it is. And then after that, it disappears again. And this would be for Fed shards. So you could collect your Fed shards in the game, and you could then activate your special icon, and there'd be a list of them available in the Arc shop for you to buy. We could put a thing on the website. There's other things that I've been thinking about as well, is making them collectible as well.
Yeah.
So, how many have you collected, and then how do you activate them and stuff like that.
My brain woke up at that point as well. So I've got kind of two other points I was going to make there. One was one of Gerpa's comments actually on the stream was about the votes and stuff like that and the process we have for voting, which kind of led me to another thought process.
Okay.
Maybe put something on the website, he said, about, advertising the fact you can vote for ideas and that's the way the cluster works, because up until a couple of days ago, like they said, didn't realize. So, yeah, cool idea. Which led me to another thought process based on what we were just talking about. Laying in bed at night, not only watches stupid amounts of YouTube, Rust, wildcard related stuff, all that sort of stuff, and crazy, strange ideas pop into my head. Like the one that I put into staff chat at 2 a.m. last night that obviously DJ looked at this morning and was like, what the hell is he doing up at 2 a.m.? All of this stuff with regarding tiers and stuff like that and, icons and stuff like that does all go towards helping the clusters we keep banging on about. And I had two trains of thought here. One was something we discussed this morning, which was Arc 2's, I'm going to say around the corner, but not that close around the corner, but Arc 2 is due. And I was under the impression that they'd discussed a map, which is going to require, obviously, a new server setting up. It is going to require that. Of course, we're going to run Arc 2. Everybody wants to see Arc 2. And then DJ reminded me they'd use the word maps rather than map, which got me thinking, shit, I mean, I'm in two minds about Arc and Arc 2. Arc 2 is going to be great, whatever happens. People are going to play it. It's going to be slightly different, and people's opinions on that are going to be divided. I don't think Arc 1 is going anywhere at all. I think that's going to continue. And what would we do at that point? We've got people screaming for Arc 2. We're not running at max capacity at the moment, but we're definitely going to have to look into investing into different servers and maybe an upgrade if we want to continue running both, which I guess people are going to want. And going back to what Gerpa said about I didn't know, there are many, many ways you can support, and then we can go forward as a community and we can expand into doing both and all and whatever it is people want. And there is absolutely stuff on the website people have never seen. For example, people asking about tier 0 or sub-0 supports. We'd like to do more. Do people realize there is, under the shop section, we actually have a very limited and very sort of starter rank. There is stickers, there are t-shirts, there are hoodies. There is stuff that we do, if that's any interest to anybody. And to second and back that up, yes, all of that goes towards what happens when Arc 2 does drop. It's always a dodgy situation to talk about money and stuff like that and support and all that kind of gives, but it is a thing. And we've got some time. Arc 2 isn't going to be around the corner next year, I don't think. I think they're going to be probably 2023 by the time we get something polished. But it's worth mentioning. Another train of thought which went into the vanity stickers kind of thing. I was watching videos last night, and specifically it was just something that popped up on my newsfeed, which was about people RPing, about the kind of things that people create within games that aren't actually part of the game itself. And it got me thinking about the Arc Images folder we have. So we have an Arc Media folder. It sits under the Arc section. And people post there, and it's cool. But what are people's thoughts on maybe splitting that out? So we would have a section for cool, really top-end cool dinosaur poses, or your best tames, that sort of stuff, specifically for dinos and showpieces, shinies and stuff. We split out similarly another section into character poses, your best armor, your best, emotes. Everybody likes all the skin combinations and stuff like that. So places to put individual creative kind of media files and things like that, where you're You're showcasing both your character and your dinosaurs, and then maybe just a general section for bases and stuff like that, like we've got at the moment. So that's what I'd sort of 2 a.m. splurged into staff chat this morning, was like, there really is like a sub community of people who just are into everything to do with that. I know Sandy really likes her photos and stuff like that. So, thoughts?
My thoughts on that is we're doing a lot of work in the background around building out the functionality on the website.
Yes.
And especially around, we will be doing around player profiles and stuff like that. So giving players the ability to upload their images to the website, and share them with other players and stuff like that, and show off their profile page, which would, like, here's all my best dinos, or here's my best builds, and it'd be like an archive of stuff that you've done. So yeah, kind of like a Steam profile page, but more focused towards the games we play and the people you're playing with.
As far as time sync goes for that, that's literally a 3-second click and click and click to make 3 more channels.
Yeah.
That isn't a massive time sink at all. Best method for HD screenshots has surely got to be sort of NVIDIA or Radeon software, and go for high-end Ansel shots and stuff. John's the best person to talk to about that. He does some superb stuff with Blender.
Yeah.
Or does the snipping tool, that works too. I use that a lot.
I use the
God bless the snipping tool.
I think it's called GeForce now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've just bound that to my print screen button, and so I just mash that, and it saves off a full res screen cap in my folder.
Yeah, that snip tool is just immensely good. What costume icons will we have? I guess that one goes down well then. So before we go too far in depth into all the other stuff that splurges through our minds, let's get into meat and veg stuff then. Event dinos. Here we go. World bosses. So very aware there are people chomping at the bit to get them back. They were cool. People love them, and we want to get them back because people love them. It's amazing. So we had a talk about this and what could be done to mitigate the problems with them currently and get us quickly back on track. Yesterday afternoon, we set up another server. It's going to be a clone of the Lost Island. There are no dinosaurs on there whatsoever. There were no supply drops, no building limits, absolutely nothing. It's just basically a blank copy of the island. Why the island? Lost Island, sorry. Why Lost Island? Because that's what holds the acro. It's one of the biggest arenas because of the kiting involved. So no problem with us dropping bosses on a different map.
It's pretty too.
Yeah, and it's really cool. So shortly, we will be asking for your help. However, first, before we do that, let's discuss some of the things we can do now and are planning to do in the longer term. You want to elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, totally.
I know you're excited about this.
Well, yes. No. So, world bosses. Again, similar problem to OSDs. They're intended as challenging events for endgame players. That is it. They're intended to be there for endgame players to have a progression path that nobody else has, and allow them to build something, i.e. build up their dummies, get the best saddles for them, and farm up things like tech saddles, which you may not know actually go above the armor cap of all the other saddles on the server. They go up to 270, not 150. So yeah, world bosses were intended to be a source for that, along with other things like the skins for the Dummy Rexes and all sorts of wonderful goodies. Problem was they spawned in very public areas. Anybody could just tag along and kind of almost leech all the loot off of it, and away you go. So with that in mind, we wanted to turn them into events that players could start when they wanted to start them, play through them broadly at their own pace, obviously without getting eaten, and then kind of go from there. So we've spun up another map. Now, the long-term thing we're going to do with this is we're going to have a dedicated arena on another map. So it'll be an arena tailored for running boss fights. The plan for this is only 5 people at a time will be allowed on that map. And they will only be allowed on that map if they have purchased the right to travel to that map. Each person that goes will have to buy a ticket, and that will allow them to travel from any map on the cluster to the event map. That will give them access to the event map for roughly an hour and a half, based on our calculations, which is enough time to do 3, maybe 4 world bosses, depending on the pace you're at and how much of a fine art you've got it down to. After that, you wouldn't be able to spawn any more bosses over on the map. Everything will be transferable. You can take back anything you want. You won't be able to build there. There'll be no other dinos there. So it's almost, you go over there, you buy your access into the event, you travel over to the map, you summon your world boss, you do the fight. You've got time left, you summon the next world boss, you do that fight. You've got some more time left, you summon the next world boss, and you do that fight until you run out of time. Once your time runs out, which whatever we set it to, you will not be able to summon any more world bosses, and you'll be on an empty map. The only choice you have is to leave, and then if you so choose, you could buy yourself back into the map again. The world boss loot tables will remain broadly the same. We're not planning on increasing the loot on them because the rate at which you can consume them will be much faster. And if you do it with a 5-man team, you'll come out cash positive quite significantly. If you do it with a 4-man team, you'll still come out cash positive, again, quite significantly. 3-man, you'll break even. 1 or 2 players, you won't break even on cash for your buy-in, but you will come out with all the loot, which should, in theory, more than make up for it because you're walking away with an extra 15 levels on a Domination Rex, plus all the other nice, cool toys which you get while you're over there, like the high-level tech saddles and the skins and the dummy saddles and all the other cool tech stuff which rolls in at high level. So that's kind of the plan for that. Rewards will be limited to, you have to be level 140 or above to get your individual rewards, but the supply crates will be accessible to anybody. So 4 or 5 red supply crates drop, and then there's the personal loot on top of that. The bosses will need to be tuned again to accommodate the play styles. And what this will also enable us to do with our event server is run other events on there, like raidable bases and stuff like that. So if we chose to, we could go like, right, this weekend, the event server is unlocked for everybody, free access, no world bosses, but instead there's going to be raidable bases on there, which will drop loot and stuff like that. So what we want to do this evening is we want to stress test the server. How many people can it support in one fight? So the server is set up. It is attached to the cluster. There is currently a rather large crab running around in front of me. There's some level 1200 minions. I will say, though, the server cap is set to 40. The dino limit on the map is also set to 40. So if we get 40 people coming across, then everybody can deploy 1 dino to ride or control and shoot or do whatever they want to do with. But when the actual map itself goes live, we will limit it to 5 players per map and something like 20 dinos. to keep the challenge. Mechs, skiffs, exomechs, and titans will not be allowed. You won't be able to deploy them on the map. We use our dino limits. So what this is allowing us to do by putting it on a separate map is actually control the parameters of the fight like a normal boss arena. Some dinos will be allowed, some won't be allowed. And we can tweak all sorts of things. We can, the player cap allows us to make sure that it's not swamped, and you can't just zerg the boss. So you're going to have to use some tactics, fine tune your battle plans, and eventually you'll get it down to a fine art. I think that pretty much sums all of that up. So now let me catch up on all the chat because I was waffling. Let's have a look. Right, for the stress test, by the way, FYIs, the loot level is set to 105. So anybody that's level 105 or above will be able to walk away with loot, personal loot. And if you want to see the loots, can we get somebody paste the loot table for the world bosses in chat? It sits in the world bosses channel. It's a pinned topic in there. It's quite a long one, so you may have to do it in sections.
You want to set up a quick stream if you're in the map?
Oh, it's just Lost Island and there's a boss in front of me.
Yeah, totally, but I can switch video.
Okay.
Yeah, no, click that thing.
Let's have a look at this thing.
I need the bathrooms. I'll be right back.
I'm just scrolling through chat. 4K will be your buy-in. That's what we're planning on at the moment, Meraxis. So that's 4K for an hour and a half access to the events map per person. Yes. Jormungandar. Is that it? Jormungandar? Jormungandar. Yes, that is. There is a distinct possibility that people will sell slots on their run and bring people in. But here's my thoughts on that. You've got to be 140 to get the loot. You've got to stay in the arena for the duration of the fight. Participation is required. There's a participation flag on all of these events. So if you leave the arena, you no longer qualify for loot. The other thing as well is when we have a custom arena built for this, the arena will encompass the fight. You will not be going anywhere else. You'll be in the fight. There's no escape. But yes, there is always a possibility some players will try and mess with it and do all sorts of wonderful things. But the other thing as well is you've got to be 140 to get the drops. If you're 140, that means you can craft domination Rexes. It also means that you have done multiple ascensions to get to 140. So you will have your own Domi Rexes that you will want to be leveling up. So you'll want to take your own crew over there and get your levels distributed accordingly. So that's why the level limit. So hopefully this removes the whole, hey mate, you're only a level 90, here's a Domi Rex egg, grow that up. Just hang out with us and we'll get you some upgrades because, well, it's not going to work. And by the time you get to 140, you've got your own eggs and stuff like that. So Turtles posted the per player loot. There's also a global loot pool as well. So if I remember rightly, at the top of the list, yeah, all bosses drop. And then the 5 supply crates tech saddles, and then there's the per player stuff below that as well.
I'm back.
No, if your timer runs out, all that means is you cannot summon any more bosses. Yeah, but remember, we're limiting this to you've got a limited number of dinos to work with. You've got a limited number of players to work with. There's no throwing. You can't just be throwing 50 dinos at the boss now and hoping you're going to win. It's not going to work. And part of what we're doing, what we want to do with our little stress test tonight, is to see how that pans out.
We need to know what the server can hold limit-wise before the fight starts to suffer. And then it's going to be a nice, smooth fight.
Yeah, so the timer runs out. Yeah, no, that's fine. The reason it's 4K is because that's part of the reward you get back out of it. And that's per person as well. I mean, I'm happy to increase it. That's the whole point of the conversation. But no, you can't spawn the same boss multiple times. That's the catch there. Did I say, Nani? I can't remember. What did I say for the per boss summons? Because it was a buy-in, wasn't it? Then a per fight summon.
You did. It eludes me. It's been a long day.
Let me double check. I may have missed out a bit here, guys. So hold your horses. I put it in staff chat. There we go. So the notes I had: no flying, no structures, dino limits, no mechs, no skiffs, no exomech, no desert titan. 5 limit player. You buy access to the map for 1 hour 30. That's 4K per person. The event has a 5-minute warm up and a 5-minute cooldown. So once you hit the summon button, 5 minutes it spawns.
Yep.
And then you've got 5 minutes to sort your loot out afterwards. The boss summon will cost 8K. Other thoughts include locking the players into the arena once the fight starts. We can actually do that. And I think that was it. No. 4K gets you access to the map, and then you buy the boss summons once you're in there. It's we used to charge 10K for the world boss summons. FYI, before we put them on timers.
I remember that.
Yeah. So you take 5 people with you. You got your 4K buy-in and then an 8K summon per boss, and I worked out that you get net positive. But the whole point of this is you come out successful, you come out with more cash than you went in, and you can carry on. You die, then you have to go away, revisit your tactics, come back later. Yeah, that's fine, Turtle, if that's what you want to do. 5 players max. But again, all of this can be tweaked. So this is my initial idea on how we do it. Nothing survives contact with the enemy, so No, we couldn't do a cooldown, but you can only have one boss up at a time. Yes, it's entirely possible, Kara, but at some point we can only go so far to protect people from themselves. At some point, the community's going to have to organize themselves. It won't announce it globally or anything like that. So yeah, they have to wait. Only one boss at a time. Yes, it did, because it's still configured that way. But
No, Marex, is the suggestion wasn't we make the map PvP. It's to make it PvP, but then make it so you can't kill each other, basically. It's only about toggling the PvP flag on so that bosses, so that dinosaurs and corruptids can attack player structures. It's a weird wildcard system. You have to be flagged for PvP on the map, but we would then be disabling the PvP so you can't murder each other. At no point are we ever going to say on any of the maps, right, this map is going PvP. That's not going to happen. That's a bit much.
Well, if people want to murder, I can come to Scorched Earth after.
So, there are designated places to murder each other, Bob.
Yes.
So, anyways, we've got a whole bunch of people here. We've got a world boss sitting here.
So it's a stream then.
The stream is throwing.
Oh, it is. Excellent.
I love this map. It's just
one of the best maps.
That's our test bubble. We'll set up the arena so it doesn't destroy structures, but you won't be able to build, which will allow us, before we've got a modded map to work with, to actually build a proper arena wall around the boss. I thought of this. And also because we've turned on the visibility of the arena area, it'll really help us building some structures around the outside so you can easily see what area you've got to fight in. It's Mr. Krabby. Yay.
So what you want us to do is come in and see how
much.
He's evil.
I want to get as many people on this server as possible and see what happens to it. Up to 40 players. Only one dino each, please. Because there is a limit of 40 dinos out at any one time on the map at the moment. You got some level 1200 minions here roaming around. 23k health each, 20. They're kind of nasty. You'll notice that the spyglass outline is currently turned off. It's not enabled on this map. Gamma is also not enabled on this map, simply because we'll be running other events on here that we want to do with a modicum of realism. There will be other tweaks to the map as well. No, the boss doesn't despawn. It will just sit there waiting for you to have another crack at it. So, what was the password to this map? It was bosses, I believe.
Bossy.
Bossy.
B-O-S-S-Y. Yes, bossy.
So the password is bossy. Whatever loot you get from the events that we run, you can take back with you to the main map.
You will have to tick the little tick box that says show passworded servers when you go to transfer to make it show.
Oh, I lost connection to host there.
And when you get to that map, spawn anywhere you like and do a /TP space boss. And that will take you straight to a safe area via transmitter that you can use to leave. Yes, correct. /TP space boss.
We get the password in chat as well. Password bossy and then /TP boss when you arrive.
That's probably why I'm disconnected, because I used a big capital B.
Yeah, don't get the password wrong, because it will DC you. It's going to be up as long as you want. I'm fully intended, depending on the participation, to do more than one and gradually increase the difficulty as we go. At the moment, this is a default Alpha Karkinos world boss, straight from the main cluster, spawned it in, ready to go.
So when you hit the transfer, make sure the tick at the bottom says show passworded servers. Password is bossy. When you get in there, /TP space boss. That will take you to a safe place. Anything you bring here possibly can die. So bring what you can afford to use, please. These bosses are hardcore. They absolutely can kill you. And when you go to leave, there's a little transmitter. You can get /TP boss to get to the transmitter as well. And when you leave, you have to untick the little tick at the bottom that says show passworded, and the rest of the cluster will show up for you. The idea here is we get as many on as possible. We see the point where the server starts to stutter, or you all get to the point where you can't play, and we back off players until we find a nice happy medium that we know we can handle and that Ark itself can handle, which means every time you come in, we cap it at that amount, and you get a really cool, smooth play experience.
If you got... I thought I typed it right the first time I came here, and I ended up...
No, bossy, all lowercase, I believe.
Yeah.
No caps. Yeah, please don't take anything that you're going to be gutted if you lose, because these things are hardcore.
It does. Phenotype's already here. Here's the first person on.
First.
I just also saw that I had my caps lock on. Yes. Sandy is smart like that.
Well, that's the whole point of us testing this car. We know people have had issues in the past with lag and stuff like that during the world boss fights. And we believe it's because we were trying to run them on populated servers.
The server Meraxes, if you go to any transmitter, transfer, normal way, and then at the bottom of the screen there's a tiny little tick box that says show passworded servers. If you tick that, you should see a new server pop up. I think it's called a boss server or event server. Going back the other way, you have to remember to untick that, because it won't show you the unpassworded servers, the ones without passwords.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll fix that transmitter. It should be a city terminal.
Hello there.
Interesting. You're going to have to invite me to the tribe, Nani, when you get over here.
I can't come in and stream at the same time.
Ah, okay.
You are in the Wicked Ninjas.
Yes, it's the same tribe. I'm going to force myself in. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Brace yourselves. That's the one you want. Copy and execute. Cheap make tribe admin as well. We'll do it. Cheap make tribe founder, I think.
There you go.
This was temporary, by the way. I was going to do something a bit more extravagant.
Oh, they couldn't access it. It was not that it was wrong. They
Oh,
just couldn't get into
gotcha.
it.
I'm with you.
Now I'll switch this actually because that is aloes. Anything with high health is gonna die. Ooh.
Okay, 6 people on.
Only just discovered there's a force poop command. This is what Ark's all about, the force poop command.
So this is basically, we're giving away free fed shards, free tech level gear, and for those of you that have Domination Rexes, the opportunity to pick up a shitload of upgrades.
Tesla has the best hat.
Does indeed. Don't worry about it, Duck. I'll call you the Doc. Level requirement is 105 to get the loot, but you can also trade the loot with other people because not everybody will have dummies and their upgrades will decay. I haven't pushed out the update yet. I don't think that makes the dummy upgrades last a lot longer, which they will be doing.
That hat does not look as good. No.
That's hilarious.
Yes. Tesla is like, what the hell are you doing to me?
He wants to be such a badass and you keep putting hats on him. How does he even see the boss, Sandy? Look at the hat.
I don't know.
Your
These are
big,
nice.
the big US top hats you used to work were amazing. I used to love those. That style, yeah. Big Uncle Sam hat. It's really cool.
I do love that skin.
Yeah.
But the volcanic.
Yeah. He's cool. He's cool too. Oh, is that a cute puppy? That's some cool looking armor too. What have we got going on over here? Oh, somebody's boshing out a load of times.
Kitties.
It's the wizard, Harry.
That's gonna smash.
Oh, hello. See, this is a good thing because there's like quite a few of you here. Well, we've got 5 on the map, including me at the moment. Could like a few more, given how many people we've got on stream. Password is bossy. Lowercase b.
Lowercase b.
You know what I could do? I could just reboot it without the password on.
That's true.
Might be easy. It's a quick boot.
And it boots quick.
Let me just do this then.
So, guys on the map at the moment, just quickly, are you going to travel off or are you going to log out?
I can log off here.
Nothing's
You're
going to
safe to
happen.
log off here, or
Yeah.
just restart the server without a password. Because we didn't have perms. Yeah, that's the problem is that something's going on there with the password. Perms isn't a thing. It's not locked behind anything.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm going to break it down quickly, and if you want a quick access back to the map, just travel back to another one, and then I'll bring it back up again. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I'll go get a smoke while we wait then.
You'd be surprised how quickly it will come back up.
Mm.
An only 3-hour server. It's amazingly fast. Like lightning.
I'm not giving any clues away on the boss fight. Right, here it goes. Oh.
No, never underestimate Sandy's smoke mode. Gone. Tesla doesn't wait. Yeah, saddles are important on any boss dino. Gotta think smart. Have a quick coffee then when we wait.
Shutting down the server took longer than it'll take to start up the server.
I'm back again.
Oh, I did hit restart. It's coming straight back up. Hey.
Woohoo!
No password on. That's cool.
You're up now?
Nearly. It only just started restarting, but it's the crab up first. I'm going to work my way through the ones that drop the mutations first.
Oh God, not the magma sword.
Well, if less people come, more dinos will be allowed. But we'll see how many people get on.
Oh, have you calculated that, Theo? That is that 35k the scream. The roar. Cool. Oof. Yeah, that is a lot. And it stuns the dino. So his next attack is gonna blap.
$111 to start up that one. Plus 28 for the beginning bit, so 130.
I see it now. Boop.
Give it 2 seconds before you connect. Just got to finish loading the last bit. Should be good now.
What do you mean, Tula? Hello? I'm alive. Ish. Oh, that won't do a lot of damage to Lap. The Shadow Mains are nerfed against the bosses.
Oh, hang on. I know what's I know what's causing the problem. Sorry, guys.
What did you do? I saw it.
Bear with me a second. So it's not the password that's was causing the problem. I know exactly what it is.
Okay.
Give me a second.
No wonder. Yes, I can do that. Well, if you give them to me.
We didn't copy out. Bear with me.
Oh.
Enable exclusive join is switched on the server.
Wow.
I did tell you that.
Huh?
I did say that to you yesterday.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why we hit the password on it then.
Because the minute people see the server on the thing, they try to transfer, so I password it too, so it doesn't show up in the list.
I'm not sure what I see here.
I've got to shut it down again to
Yay.
turn exclusive join off. Sorry.
What the heck is that, Sandy?
It's Vino.
What am I looking at?
I zoomed in
Okay,
on him.
Can you get off the server quickly? I need to get it down and
Yes, I did. Yeah, exactly, Nugget. Oh.
Sorry, Fino. I need you to jump off quickly. Thank you so much. I don't know why it does that. I should just tell it to ignore the online player check when I hit shutdown.
That's an interesting look you have there, Fina, on that skelly.
Folded backwards. It's more scary when they just go rigid and just stand there, though, aren't they, looking at you?
Yeah.
Horrible. Yeah, the event server has way less mods.
Well, at least it's given people plenty of time to get on the main cluster again.
Not the crab you've got to worry about, Tula.
Oh, you put that picture as your background, Fino.
Is your character? Well, it's that won't work. You need to bring your character over, unfortunately. Oh, your character's in the cloud. Okay, cool. I'm just worried if we put the direct connect out there, people will just start clicking it. Of course. Can somebody PM Kara the IP, the direct connect of the server, the IP address, so she can favorite it or something?
Let's see which one that is then. Which one is that?
I'll give you the IP. IP freely. Just let you copy it from there. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that is amazing, Nugget. I love it. Oh.
It's not the regular Lost Island, though, Stephen. It's called a boss event. You'll see it's the only one that isn't named like all the others. But yes, it is running Lost Island. I think you'll have plenty of time in 7 minutes. You'll at least get in on some of the fights, no problem.
$100 seconds to go. It's like the longest 100 seconds of your life. Already done.
Oh, that was fast. Woo, woo, woo.
Yep, it's up. It's no longer got exclusive joiner and no longer got a password.
Gonna help. A little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking other kinds of perms, the permissions that we're putting in for the timed access. I was like, that's not in yet.
There's so much
There we
stuff
go.
you concentrate on through the day, and some of you ask us a question, and there's like 200 things going through your heads.
I can see everybody joining successfully.
Nice.
Woo, woo, woo.
I'm still searching. Come on. Gimme. Where is it? We got too many servers.
You're silly. Remove that thing and put it on your survivors instead.
Is that a suggestion? Slim down the servers, right?
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, it's there. Live.
It's alive.
It's been running for 30 days. That's bullshit. Oh, while we're all here, what would people think about and this is really random. All our day counts on the servers are just like massive day counts, and we do actually have the option to sync the day counts to the actual day of the month. Just thought that'd just be a nice touch.
I kind of like that idea because the day counts on the worlds make no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Time will still pass in the game at normal speed and stuff like that, but it's just telling you what day you're on will just be the day of the month.
Stand still, Elfina. I
Right.
need. What the fuck? Oh, I need a. Hang on. Oh. Can't see.
Oh.
Like that. A better screenshot. Yeah, I can. Oops.
There we go.
Yeah, that's better. Here's for your nuggets. That's a better screenshot for you. I'm not sure what I'm seeing there, but it's scary as hell. Ah.
Okay, so there's like 13 people scooting around at the moment, and it's not even close to dropping anything.
But when you get in, you can /TP boss if you're running around aimlessly.
There is no flying on this map as well, FYI.
I was thinking to heal but I got my pig. I think.
What I'll do is the in-game F1 menu, which you're also used to, I'll customize it for the events map, so it lists all the bosses on the map and what they drop and stuff like that, and whatever events we happen to be running at the time.
Since it's the crab and the aloes, I'm not gonna grab Renthal because, health and bleed. Yep.
Give you an error, Tom, or is it just the 6-second delay it takes? You know it's working because you can't move anymore. And move.
There we go. Now I made an alliance. Yes. Whoop.
The teleport has a 6 seconds timer on it.
As far as I know, the only structures on that entire map is what we're looking at on the stream right now, which is like 9 foundations and a terminal.
Don't forget the 2 torches and the
One of the admins teleport Tom to them then, please. That would be helpful. Thank you, Sandy. Other people have managed to get TP Boss to work, right? Because I was testing this yesterday and it worked.
Yeah, totally.
I tried, but it isn't working. Oh, there he is, I think. Yeah.
How can there be a structure on that map? It's a blank map.
Like crates and stuff like that count as structures, debris and things like that.
Run!
See, now I'm watching it, and it's not server side lag at all.
You can actually see on the stream you've got server frame rate up.
Oh! What the? You dropped the crab on top of me! Ow! I got one shot by the crab. Yeah, it's a crab.
Oh, sorry, boys. We didn't realize it.
He killed me.
Well, you can respawn and grab your stuff.
He killed me. Oh, spawned the damn crab on top of me. My poor face. Ow.
Sorry, I didn't move when I hit the start command. So we got 18 on now.
I'm just waiting for the game to realize I teleported. There you go.
Yeah, that's part of what we wanted to test today, Cara, is, whoa. Cody. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh my god, I'm gonna fly over again. Oh. Let's see. Where are you? 46, 68. What? 46, 60. 46. What is image then?
You just have to wait it out to me. Bot's not connected to the server yet.
Oh, I'm gonna have to teleport myself to DJ. Teleport to player.
No, we're not on any time limits today. It's there you go, right next to you, Sandy.
Huh?
It's right next to you. Yeah, there's no time limits. There's another bag here. Who's this?
Where?
Oh, this is Jormungadar.
Where did Tesla go then? I don't know where I am. Where is Tesla?
Right here.
Huh? Oh.
Jorm. There we go.
I don't know where my stuff is.
You were standing right next to it.
Oh, it's so many people that it's
Right.
Oh.
Come up here.
I am there. I'm in your ass.
Oh, there you are. No.
I'm standing on top of you. Help.
What?
I can't access this. I think the server is having an aneurysm.
No, it's not.
I can't interact with it.
Because you're nowhere near your bag?
I'm standing on top of it.
Yep. There's three of us all jumping up and down on top of your bag.
Yeah, I'm standing on it. Look, I send a picture in the chat.
Come up towards. Can you see where I'm standing, or where there's a purple?
You are flying next to me.
Okay, reconnect.
Okay.
Yes, if you're on a beach and you're trying to teleport and it says you're near a structure, it's probably because there's something washed up on the beach. It'll be like some crap or detritus that they put on the beach to make it look cool. Right.
Let's see if this works then. Oh, Lord.
Right. Can you see us up the hill?
Oh. I see you here.
Yeah, there's a bag right here.
Yeah, I can't access this. Oh, there we go.
Right, next person to sort out is John.
Thank you.
Right. Right, John, are you available here?
Something weird is going on. I mounted Tesla, but I'm standing on the ground. Come on, girl. What are you doing?
He got kicked by that lie. It's okay. There's an hour and 23 on his bag, so. Right, everyone be careful. There's an Alpha Carcanos at the bottom of the hill.
I don't see that one even.
Yeah, you have to move forward a little bit. Render range.
But I'm an epic render range.
Maximum tribe limit is 10 players on this server at the moment. Seeing as there's nothing on the server, you might as well all just try but.
I can't do anything. I shall try and see if I can do
Right,
this.
Meraxis, where are you stuck? On a giga, can't move.
Yeah, same. I mounted Tesla. I'm standing on the ground. I can attack with Tesla, but I can't move.
Oh. Jump off, ball it up, and get back on.
I can't jump off. Yeah, it's the same every board boss. Especially this one. Am I on Tesla for you, DD?
Yep.
I'm standing on the ground next to her feet. Oh! Now I got off, yes. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to throw Tesla on the floor.
Ah.
You ready?
Yeah. Ooh. Tesla is
Got
my
it?
new bum.
Got it?
Can't get it. There. Let's see if... No. I don't know where she went now.
I've got her in my inventory. Can you move?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. So let's go to this little space over here. You see me?
Ooh. Over here is not helpful.
You're underneath a Giga or Techrex. Yeah.
People are
That's
teleporting
me.
around.
Right, come up to the city terminal. I'll put it on there for you.
Wow, the city terminal is floating. Thank you. Let's try this again.
Right, who else has a problem? Meraxis said they would.
It's the same thing again. Oh, I got disconnected. You have been kicked by battle. I reason. Client not responding.
Yeah, well, I've just picked up Tesla. I'm going to pop
Thank
Tesla
you.
out, and I'm going to try riding it. This is all part of the fun and the experimenting with servers.
Yeah. I don't know if it's my internet. Everyone was teleporting back and forth, and I was standing on the ground. Oh.
So right.
Hey.
Seems good. Hello. Right. Was Meraxis need some... yes, Jorm, your bag is still here if you're back online.
Try now with the Tesla, Diddy.
Okay. Where are you?
Somewhere on the ground.
I'll put it on the city terminal again.
Yes.
Let me know when you're there.
If I can see it. Hello, city terminal. Hello.
The only thing I can suggest for people that seem to be having issues, in your settings, if you turn your client network bandwidth down.
Is it in the advanced?
Advanced settings at the top.
Okay.
You've got low, medium, high, and epic.
Yeah, I have epic.
Try turning that down one notch.
Okay. Like.
And then experiment with that.
There we go. Oh, let's try this again then. Same as before. I am on the ground, standing next to the Tesla, but the game thinks I'm on it.
Mhm.
So they can attack with her, but not move.
No, Cody, don't worry. We're not time locked on this. Yes, the terminal is supposed to be floating. Jorm, did you get your bag back?
Okay, I'll wait then. Thank you for being right back.
Oh, your exam is. I want to make sure Jorm gets his bag back. That's the most important thing at the moment. He's standing next to it. Okay. Hello. Right here, in between the toes of this giant giga. So the only person left that seemed to have issues was Meraxis. And Smee. What's up with you, Smee? Hmm.
I'm back.
Cool.
But I'm not on Tesla. Help. Jamie.
Smee doesn't own his dyno. So which one is your dyno, Smee? What is it? What is it? A big bracky. There we go. Oh, Giga Leadneck. So we've got people who are stuck on their dynos.
You can. I'm stuck. Like, if you look in the chat thing, I'm stuck there.
Which one are you on, Cara? That's Jorm.
Oh, I got kicked again by Batley.
Tesla. Jorm. Okay. Well, I'll prepare some nice rewards for the people who are constantly getting kicked. Thank you for coming along. But I think if you transfer off for the time being, and then we can run the rest of the test with what we have left.
I shall try to do that. I don't know if I have a limit on my internet or something. Is there a way to check that?
No, I don't want to troubleshoot individual issues this evening because we go for hours. But right, I found Jorm's. So Jorm, you stuck on yours, yeah? Okay. Right. So I'm sorry to say, Jorm, but put in a ticket and I'll send you a nice prize package. Give me some CCC coordinates and we'll get you a nice reward for helping out.
I'd probably need that too then, because I can't do anything
Yeah.
at all.
Okay, where are you, Sandy? We'll get you off here as well, so we don't.
I got Tesla up. I just don't see the terminal.
The city terminal.
Yep. Oh, there.
Okay. So next, let's sort Kara out. What are you riding, Kara? Yeah, just pop open a ticket and give me some CCC coordinates to a Sol terminal in your base and drop some goodies in there for you later.
Try this for one more.
Ah, there we go. All right, we got. I found Kara.
I tried it one more time and it's the same. So I'll wait for it to kick me.
I have your dummy, Kara. So when you get back in, if you head to the city terminal and transfer off the map, pop a little ticket in. And I'll drop some goodies in the Sol terminal for you. Tula's bag. I have no idea. Don't worry, you'll see the bus. It's just down the hill. So let me know. Who's this? I'm waiting at the city terminal with your dummy car. Hi, Cara. I'll put your dummy on the terminal. There we go. It's on the city terminal now. Did you get it? Don't want somebody else walking off with it. Cool. If you transfer off, pop in a ticket and I'll put some goodies in your Sol terminal in your base if you give me your CCC coordinates. Thank you for helping out. Right. Anybody else got any problems before we move on? Gerpir, what are you riding, Gerpir? So Smee. You have to tell me what you're riding, otherwise I can't spot you. Giga in the woods. Aha, there's a Giga. All right. Don't run off. See me? Here's your dino. I wouldn't bother trying to mount up again. And you can try it, and I'll stand right here and trap your dino again if you get stuck. But let's see.
I'm gonna see if I run away. Could be that it's too many people in one spot.
So, anyone else need assistance? Last call for assistance. Okay. Go up here. Have you sorted out your problem? Okay, so Smee is fixed. What's up with you, Taylor?
Probably same as us others.
Okay, so your corpse is going to be somewhere on the map. Have you not got a big green beacon on it? No beacon. Okay, give me a second. So we need. Why don't you do yourself? You do yourself an inventory recovery, Taylor. Well, I can see all your stuff in the inventory recovery. Very first one, when you transferred into the server. Oh. Okay, so Maraxis is missing a giga. Well, Maraxis's giga was right here a minute ago. There it is. Right there in front of me.
She asks if you can solve all that.
Yep. Done.
It's weird that you're not getting the issues we have.
Right. Where's my city terminal gone? Over here somewhere. Hello.
Run away.
There it is. Right. Where's Maraxis? Hello. On the city terminal is 1 giga. Got it? Okay, so anybody else got any issues? Everybody's in full control of their dinos. Yeah, transfer off Tula before we engage the boss.
I'll come on and transfer too. If it allows me. There we go.
Yeah, you'll be fine, Joe.
Orc sport.
So the coordinates for the exit are 4668. I'm standing on top of it. It's right next to a giant glowing brachiosaur. Giga with the hat, yes. There we go. It's on the Sol terminal. If you're having problems with your dyno, I just suggest transferring off. Like I said, put a ticket in for attending, and I'll pop some goodies in the Sol terminal for you. If you put some CCC coordinates in your ticket. Definitely not server, because I've been batting around like anything and helping people with dynos and all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I was just typing. If it was sober, nobody would be in control. It
Yeah,
might be some sort of
dead.
weird internet glitch somewhere because a battle eye seems to be involved in a lot of it.
Okay, so we have a final count of. Yeah, I would laugh, Cody, if you died from full damage. Okay, is everybody off the map that is having problems?
Yes, I'm on Genesis now.
Oh. Okay, so we'll wait for Tula to get across and get off the map because I don't want to finish this event. Yeah. Okay, Maraxis, try one more time, but kind of feel it's going to be the same issue. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll put it on the terminal. There we go.
I shall watch the stream instead in my tech sleeping pod. Boop.
Oh, Tula's back. You got your gear, Tula? All right. Yeah, it's fine. Once you transfer off the server, you'll be in the cloud. So if you do DC when you transfer, you just load into a map of your choice, download your character, /download, and you're all sorted. Okay, so we've got 12 players over here, 11. So you are welcome to pop out more dinos until you hit the cap now. If you want to send in cannon fodder. Ooh. All right, boys. I got all the pretty colours here, and they're pooping glowing eggs.
That's such a odd color. It's like, huh?
Who did I just run over? Right, is everybody okay and ready? I'm going to send this little pack of Rexes after the minions. If you guys want to engage the main boss.
They don't have any saddles. They gotta
I
die
know.
instantly.
They're going to get wrecked. But hey, it'll be fun. And I got more to deploy.
Smacked. It's a casual 6,000 damage to them.
Right, we got some allies that are about to break loose. So keep watching your health, boys and girls. Allies are coming in. Wreck those allies. There we go. Oh, second wave just spawned. Crabs at 3/4 health. Try and clear the ads because their bleed will stack up pretty quick and they'll respawn soon. Second wave of ads just popped. Third wave of ads just popped in.
Yeah.
Crabs at half health. There's somebody with low health in there. I just missed who it was. Helena on a 724. Hunga Bunga. You might want to trap it.
Poor Theo. He's gonna die. He's gonna be eaten. Nom.
Oh no, Bracky's down.
Oh no.
Crab's at third health. If you don't feel you can finish the fight, you need to decide if you're going to withdraw. Those ads are wrecking that Rex. Somebody clear them off and then back out the fight, I suggest.
It's sad that I can't join because Tesla is great at clearing those alloys.
I back out.
The carcass reset it.
It's come out of the arena. Back out the fight, guys. Run.
No.
Run. Run. Just leg it. Out of the arena. Up the hill. Oh, no. I better help. There we go.
Oh no, that beauty!
Very good attempt, but that gives you some idea of how tough it is. Yes, the crab does decent damage. It's not just the crab either, it's the minions which are the real problem.
Yeah,
So
they have a bleed.
If we regroup back at the Soul Terminal, I'm going to summon in a bunch of rewards for your testing time.
Ooh.
And I'll put them on the Soul Terminal. Please just take a couple each. Don't take the piss. I trust you all, but don't break that.
It got its
Right,
health.
bear with me.
It got its health back, Sam, because it went outside of the arena.
Yeah.
It's a tactic to prevent cheese, because the crab's not able to leave the arena. So otherwise, you'd be able to park it on the edge and shoot it from range.
So what I'm going to say about that, though, is we're going to build out an arena where you won't be able to drag it out of the arena. So that won't be an issue going forward.
Yeah.
But so what I'm going to do for you guys, and you can use these on any testing, I'm going to we got 10 people here. So this is 2 each. I am going to put 40 of each into the terminal. 2 each, please. I don't want anyone fucking me around with this. Okay.
And you're aware now we can track exactly who took what, right? That point doesn't need proving again. It'd be nice.
I'm not, I trust you all enough, so I'm not going to sit here and babysit how you distribute these. I'm just going to put them in there and boom. There we go. 40 damage tokens, 40 health tokens, and 40 stamina tokens. They've got pretty quick spoil time, so get them over to your map, get them on a dyno, and decide what you can do with them. They're dummy upgrades.
I'll stay online until you come over here, then, DJ, since the upgrade spoil.
So everybody should have 2 each. I will extend the spoil time on those, by the way. They are now transferable as well. So we'll, having watched this, we'll go away. We'll make some changes. We'll prepare the arena for a proper event. We'll have a 5-person limit on it. And we'll go from there. But I think with a 5-person map limit, that'll be doable by anybody. Few players struggled when the player count started getting above 10.
I did. And I don't know why.
It's a learning for us.
What I would say there, Sandy, though, is you are having PC issues with shutdowns and stuff, right? So stuff is not 100% there.
It's the same on any boss, really. When it's a lot of people, it's just, nah.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch the spoil timers on the rewards I've just given you. There's 20 of each left. You're supposed to take 2 each. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That's right. I put more in the stack because only the top one decays. Then I summon in 40 at a time. Cool. Thank you very much for all helping us out. We've got a lot of stuff we need to do, but we will be bringing you World Boss events on their own server, player capped, with some decent rewards and decent challenge. And then after that, assuming that the stuff works properly for it, we can then also use this map for raidable bases as well, for like weekend-long events of raidable bases and PvE events.
Your
That's my
man
plan anyway.
needs your help.
Oh yeah.
If you look at the Discord.
I have too many windows open.
It's a learning thing, Kara. We need to find limits, and unfortunately, the only way to find limits is to do things like this.
Yeah, this is a whole test. That's the whole point.
But we
it's
learn.
A Discord channel. Jorm, where are you? Well, Jorm, you will now be able to. Yes, you are here. You are fine.
And
I'll keep the
You are sleeping. Yes, you're on the floor.
Yeah, I'll keep the server up till you've logged in and left them out. There's nobody here, so you should be fine to do what you want. But what I will say about that boss that we just did, tactics will be everything. If you get those aloes in the fight with the main boss chewing on your tank, you're going to get into trouble very quickly. So splitting off the aloes and fighting them separately and attacking them from behind while somebody tanks the main boss and controls its location so it doesn't go out the arena is important. Yeah, if you crashed while transferring off, just log into any map you want.
Remembering, of course, to download your character, not create a new one.
Mm-hmm. And then hit /download once you've arrived. I love this map. It's awesome. Beautiful.
I mean, the other thing, Theo, as well, with it's not going to remain. We're looking at having like a custom arena type areas set up. So the map will be smaller, the enclosed space will be smaller. It's all sort of moving forward. It will change and evolve.
What I was actually thinking along those lines, Nani, is we set the boss arena not to wipe structures on spawn. That's why the bits around the city terminal disappeared.
Yes.
But we set it not to wipe structures on spawn, and we build the arena around it. We can do that.
Okay.
We just put a wall around it. Big circular wall. Look at this. This is amazing. Love it. Whoop.
You should have been with us, DJ, when we actually did a playthrough on Lost Island. Do you remember in the beginning there, Nani?
Oh, yeah.
When I spread around Swamp Fever to everyone.
Yes, I remember.
I'm not streaming this at full resolution either. I'm only popping out at 1080, so what I'm seeing on my side is quite gorgeous.
It's a cool map.
It is. It's a nice map.
I had a lot of fun there.
I'm not sure yet it's the map for doing all of this on, but
me is stuck on some rocks. No, I think we'll settle on something cool.
Yeah.
Where are you, Smee? Stuck in some rocks. I remember you being over. No. No. No.
You'd have to make something in I think it's a dev kit you have to do that, Nugget, if you want to make an arena.
Yes. The arena would have to be built by somebody with some map designing skills. But yeah, we don't know anyone like that, do we?
No. Good night, Nugget. Sleep well.
Good night. Thank you
Right.
for helping. Right. So all we're doing is waiting on Jorm, I think. Anyone else on this map?
You'll know that, Sandy. The Acro boss does not have minions, does it? It's just the pure Acro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
that is
Correct.
correct. No minions on the Acro, because that itself is quite a nice fight.
Yeah.
As it was intended to be.
Come on, Jorm. Jorm, 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 Jorm.
Did you drink coffee too late, Jorm?
What I'm thinking for the people who couldn't participate in the fight and didn't get an opportunity at the rewards, we'll give them 5 brains and 5 hearts each. Drop them in a soul terminal, and they'll still be there when they come back in the morning to look for them.
Ooh.
Same for those who aren't unable to participate but still transferred over to the server to help us test the load, the server load. You open your ticket, you put in your CCC coordinates of a soul terminal, and we'll drop off 5 brains and 5 hearts for you. And they have the extended decay time, so they'll be there for you tomorrow. Right, shall we call it an evening there then, Arnie?
Yeah, definitely.
I
Hungry.
think so. And then we can regroup and discuss our results from our test. But
Yes.
I've got lots of ideas and thoughts and stuff buzzing around in my head now to make the event work properly.
Oh.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
Oh, there's a bag there. Whose bag is this? Meat. I love meat. No littering. Can I go and drown him in a river? Oh, that won't work, will it? Oh.
No. Don't be mean.
Right. First things first, I'm going to transfer off this map.
Run!
Blingy.
Don't want those, don't want those, don't want those. Everywhere's so busy. I like a nice little quiet spot.
You
Go scorched.
can come to my base, TJ.
I'm going to scorched earth. It's get a nice tan there.
Yeah, you just transfer over when you're in Jorm.
Yeah, once you're logged in, Jorm, you just you're standing right next to the city terminal. Transfer to the first map you can find. For those of you that don't know, well, none of you would know. I've been very busy with a project at work for the last few weeks, so I'm really pleased to say that all the mods and admins have been helping out as much as possible. Nani's been putting in some stupid hours, and I've been unable to spend as much time as I normally would with the community and working on servers. Hopefully that'll come back to normal over the next week or so. But yeah, work's been super busy. Is there any way I could transfer my character onto another PC? The beauty of a Steam game is your character, well, the beauty of this game is your character is saved on the server, not your computer. So you can install Ark wherever you want and still play.
Yes, correct. Steam is linked, so your character's saved on the server. I will point out, though, as Jay pointed out earlier, the only thing you would lose by shifting an Ark install, unless you copy the lot, would be your Fog of War on all your maps will reset, and possibly your Explorer notes.
Yes.
Those are stored locally.
Look at my ping, 19. Ooh. 18.
With that, then, I am going to sign off the stream for tonight. So thank you very much for your participation. We've been the Wicked Ninjas. I nearly said the Naked Ninjas. We are definitely the Naked Ninjas. And good night, guys. Thank you.
Good night, and thanks for your help.